Heat midway through the third quarter with a right knee injury that we now know is a torn ACL. Butler was hurt following a collision with the Heat's Davion Mitchell. The injury comes amid a hot streak for the Dubs as they have won 12 of their last 14. Stephen A., the loss of Jimmy Butler, what does that mean for Steph Curry and the Warriors?
Devastating. I think it means they go home in the first round. That's just what I see because the combination of that devastating injury to your second leading scorer, who was a 25-5 player, meaning 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists a game kind of player, that was the secondary offensive option for you. He goes down, and that's a problem because the person you got to rely on now more so is Jonathan Kuminga, who Shams reported the relationship with him and Steve Kerr is irreparable. It's done. And Kuminga has religiously felt like Steve Kerr didn't have the faith in him necessary. Steve Kerr, obviously has his reasons, and Steve Kerr's one of the great coaches that we've ever seen in NBA history. So for him and Kuminga to be on the outs, where Kuminga, a CC, is averaging just 11 points, down from 15 a year ago, 16 a year before, he's going in the opposite direction. And we know it's not because of his skill sets. It's in all likelihood it's because of his relationship with the coach, who he doesn't seem to want to play for, and Steve Kerr doesn't seem to want him to play for the Warriors. So it's just a bad situation right now. Hell of a thing to happen because Steph Curry is averaging 27 a game, still a babyface assassin, still looking absolutely sensational, but very, very, very minimal help offensively. And when you scour the Western Conference with OKC, Denver, Minnesota, San Antonio, LA, and it's just too much for the Golden State Warriors to overcome without the services of Jimmy Butler. They make the playoffs in all likelihood still, might squeeze in there, if not the play-in, but after that, they're going home.
Yeah, it means they're a play-in team in the short term, and they're probably looking at an early exit from the postseason, even if they get into the playoffs. But big picture, it means that we're done seeing Steph Curry contend for championships in a serious way in Golden State. That's the reality of the situation. And I know that they had a little hot streak over the last few weeks, but listen, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see in the month leading into the NBA trade deadline in February. And so when
no doubt.
You look at what's going on with Jimmy Butler, I hate it for him because he's been one of the most underrated players in the NBA in his generation. And ultimately, his contribution to a team moving forward is going to be more significant when it comes to the salary slot than anything that he's going to bring to the table on the court. So I hate it for Jimmy Butler. But I want to put this out there, Stephen A. Golden State Warriors, don't make the mistake that the Milwaukee Bucks made in the wave stretch of Damian Lillard chasing after waterfalls and rainbows, trying to capture some late career magic from Steph Curry and get him back to the championship rounds. It ain't going to happen. It's done. The Golden State Warriors dynasty, as we know it, with Steph, Draymond, and Steve Kerr, is over with.
Oh, all right.
It's done.
All right. You got to be so emphatic about it.
Yes.
There are a lot of good people out there in the Bay.
Yes.
He's telling, as presently constructed, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth.
All right. Nicely.
Warriors fans, stop everything you're doing right now, because what's being said about the Golden State Warriors is crossing a line, and it's exactly the kind of moment where this franchise has always responded the loudest. Yes, the news hit hard. Jimmy Butler going down with a torn ACL is brutal. There's no sugarcoating that. Losing a proven two-way star in the middle of a playoff push hurts any team, especially one that was just starting to catch fire, winning 12 of its last 14 games and reminding the entire league that Golden State was far from done. But what came after the injury? That's where the disrespect started. The narrative instantly flipped to doom. Suddenly, the Warriors are finished. Suddenly, Steph Curry's championship window is closed. Suddenly, the dynasty is over. You heard it loud and clear from national voices like Stephen A. Smith, saying this team is headed for an early playoff exit, maybe even a play-in collapse. And Warriors fans know this script all too well, because we've watched this team destroy it again and again. Let's start with the obvious truth they keep glossing over. Stephen Curry is still playing elite championship-level basketball. 27 points a night, same gravity, same fear in opposing defenses, same baby-faced assassin who warps the floor the moment he crosses half court. Teams still trap him, still panic, still build entire game plans around stopping him, and still fail. You don't dismiss a team with Steph Curry like he's some aging role player. History alone should stop that conversation. Now, about Jimmy Butler. Losing him hurts, but let's be clear, the Warriors weren't winning because of one player. They were winning because of ball movement, defensive intensity, experience, and chemistry that only championship DNA creates. Butler's absence forces adjustments, yes, but this organization has thrived under pressure for a decade. This is the same franchise that lost Kevin Durant, lost Klay Thompson for 2 straight seasons, missed the playoffs, and then came back to win another title when everyone said it was impossible. Then there's the Jonathan Kuminga situation. National media loves drama, and they're leaning hard into the idea that his relationship with Steve Kerr is irreparable. But here's what they won't tell you. This might be the exact moment Kuminga needs. Opportunity changes narratives fast in this league. More minutes, a clearer role, a chance to attack downhill, defend multiple positions, and bring athleticism this roster needs. Development doesn't always look clean. Sometimes it looks like tension before growth. And let's not ignore the rest of the roster. Draymond Green still anchors the defense and quarterbacks the offense. The Warriors still move the ball better than almost anyone in the West. Their system doesn't collapse because one scorer goes down. It adapts, it evolves. That's what great coaching and veteran leadership do. The Western Conference is loaded, no doubt. OKC is young and hungry. Denver has the reigning champs. Minnesota, the LA teams, all dangerous. But here's the difference. None of them have the Warriors' playoff scars. None of them have been in as many high-pressure moments. None of them have Steph Curry walking into the arena believing he can end your season by himself, because he has. And the idea that the dynasty is over, that's lazy analysis. Dynasties don't end with one injury or one bad headline. They end when the core belief disappears. And that belief, it's still alive in Golden State. You can see it in the way they fight, the way they respond, the way they refuse to go quietly. So no, this isn't the end. This is another chapter, another moment where the Warriors are doubted, counted out, and written off too early. And if NBA history has taught us anything, it's that betting against Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors usually ends the same way: regret. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Warriors can rally without Jimmy Butler? Is this the moment Steph reminds the league who he is again? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe to Warriors Nation News, because this story is far from over, and we're riding with this team all the way.